local weed inspections. It's required by statutes.
I read that out loud, some of them may go, what kind of it?
Right.
That's a legit. A daddy one.
Right. And it's true. Yeah, but I'm in all in this complaint, so. Sorry, it's a very important job.
Call a regular city council meeting of Monday, January 9th, 2023. Order, roll call please.
Scott,
Here.
Beauregard,
Here.
Grams, here, Kramer, here, Zins,
Here. Everybody please stand and pledge allegiance.
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice.
Okay, next item is the consent agenda. Has everybody had a chance to look that over? And if so, is there a motion to approve?
I'll make that motion.
Motion made by Councilor Beauregard. Is there support?
I'll support.
Supported by Councilor Crane. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Guests and citizens. Anybody wish to address the council?
Yes, I will go first. Jenny Erickson, I'm at 503 Partridge in White Lakes. I guess my comments is on something that's in the new business items, which is a little hard to discuss since we haven't heard what you are going to say about that new item. So is it possible to hold my comments till after that is presented and then address?
Once we start the regular meeting, no.
Could I ask for a clarifying, just so I don't waste your time if it doesn't?
So we were contacted by the developers requesting that we take another look at this land sale. And that's why it's on the agenda.
Okay, then yes, I would like to proceed with what I prepared.
Okay, you have 3 minutes.
Okay. So in regards to the new business land sale, we would like to reaffirm what we have previously discussed because we have a new council member and we want everybody to be aware. I do have the documentation I'll give you that I gave them previously. So we believe that it is important to support our current businesses and make them our priority along with our current people. As a town, we come together and we put our heart and soul into these businesses. And any opportunity that comes in that is discussed should reflect the interests of those who have already been here for all these years, putting their business forward. And things that come in should not be harmful to what we've already built together. The locally owned businesses, the community's needs best. The ones that are coming in are multi-billion-dollar corporations out of state. The money goes back to those corporations in Tennessee. It doesn't stay here in town. There is a lot of history and a lot of historical data going over the harm that this particular type of business maintains into the towns that they come into. They target towns that are low income, separated, and the historical data shows that grocery stores lose 30% of their sales immediately when this place comes into town. In addition to that, there's a lot of historical data that shows within 3 years, the grocery store closes. We believe strongly, based on that evidence, that this would not be beneficial to our town. It would be very harmful if they came in. It's not an everybody has good competition situation. We can't compete with billion-dollar corporations. We are mom and pop stores. We are family owned, we are locally owned. We do everything for this community. Going up against a multi-billion-dollar corporation is not fair. We should not have to lose the things that we've built in this town over the years because they come into town. It's not a true opportunity. They're also very dangerous. There are lawsuits, there are unhealthy foods. They have violated their labor laws. There are investigations by Attorney General. There are illegal products on their shelves. They're not something that is good for our town. There is harmful chemicals in the products, in the packagings, there's lead. They're very dangerous to our people, so it's not a good product to bring into our town. We have heard in past meetings from all of our business owners that are here now, that if they come into town, they will have to close. So you say it's an opportunity to grow our town, and what's happening is you're gonna lose the businesses that are here to bring in one new dollar store. Dollar store is not gonna attract people to come into town. I lived in Aurora, we had the Zeus, we had the Aurora Drug and Variety Store. They both closed when the dollar stores came into town. When we lived in Aurora, we didn't go the next town over, we went to Virginia. Virginia has everything you need. Why would people come here for $1 store when they can get everything they need in Virginia? A dollar store is not gonna attract people to come into our town. And if you lose businesses we have here, you're losing what are the vital supportive things in our town. We lose our medicines, we lose our good, healthy food to get things that aren't healthy and aren't sustaining. So the dollar stores that come into town create food deserts. They create a lot of harm. There's a lot of towns out there that are doing things to block them from coming in because of the harm. There's a lot of research out there about towns that have had them come in, that have lost their grocery stores and their things like the variety stores. They still don't have them back. Aurora still does not have it back. We should learn from what happened to our neighbor.
Thank you. Anybody else? Move on to reports from staff.
Excuse me.
Oh, sorry.
Ron Erickson, 313 Hanover. I know I've been up here before, you know that I'm in opposition to this. Couple of things I want to bring up is number one, bringing a dollar store into this town would be horrible. Number one, I know somebody on the board said we need competition. No, we don't need competition. These two family businesses that we have, they're competing with Walmart, they're competing with Target, they're competing with Super One. And now you want to bring another corporation right in their back door to compete against them. They can't make it. Classic example, Fairfax, Minnesota, southwestern part of the state, 1,200 people. Dollar store came in, the grocery store lasted 6 months. They had to close their doors. Right next door in the neighboring community, they were able to block the dollar store from coming in for 1 year. That time is almost up. The grocery store there has been owned by the same family for 3 generations. They're gonna end up closing if that dollar store makes it in there, which it looks like it's gonna happen. This is going on all over the country. You look at Wisconsin, Idaho, Indiana, Ohio, they're all trying to stop these piranha stores of dollar stores coming into their communities because they're destroying it. They're destroying them, and they're preying on our below poverty or just above poverty citizens. And they do that. They have more stores now than Walmart and McDonald's combined. That's how big they are. Can these people, can they compete against that? Absolutely not. And then what happens when dollar store comes in, and just like you saw with Family Dollar, they had problems with their what is it called? with their lease. Well, that's what they do. They come in, they have a problem with the lease, they leave, and nobody's gonna come in and take over that store. You're gonna be left with a store that nobody wants and not gonna move in. And also, any other retail is not gonna come into this town. I don't care how hard you try, because there's a dollar store here. And that's documented. I got all these facts over the Star Tribune in Minneapolis, so the facts are good. It's not just some website out there. So with that, there's also the other problem with the basketball court. You want to replace that thing with the basketball court, right? Is that correct? Is that where you want to put this?
That's the location.
Okay, just let me finish this part about the basketball, because I know I talked about it before, but I want to ask a couple of questions. And that is, where do you plan on putting it? Where are you gonna put this basketball court for our kids? You said you would replace it,
It'll be replaced.
and
That's that, yeah.
and when? Is it gonna be done this summer, this spring? Or is it like 3 years down the road for our kids? I just want to know. And one more question, and that's pointed at the attorney, if I may. Can I address him?
Go ahead.
I want to know if it is lawful to petition against this decision. And if it is lawful to petition, how many signatures would we have to overturn the decision of the city council, or is that not possible?
There's no legal process for a petition to overturn what the council does. This is within council's policy, just, discretion to make this decision. In this type of a city, there is no petition or referendum process that reverse a city council decision. If you've got a petition together expressing your opposition to it, you certainly have a right to do that as part of your freedom of speech and present that to the council, but it's not a binding legal process. So if you accumulated a petition with every signature in town, of every resident in town opposing this, that would have no legal effect to overturn the city council decision. Whatever the decision was.
So I was wondering, can we have I don't know when you are gonna make the final decision to bring this in, but I'm wondering if there would be time for us to get a petition together to show that our community is not in favor of this, of the majority of our community.
The timing of when they decide is up to the council. And again, a petition is not a binding document, it's just an expression of people's support, opposition, as the case may be, so it has no binding effect on the council. And whether the council would defer this decision to a later time or not is completely up to the council. It's not a legal issue.
Well, I have one last question, Mr. Mayor. Would you give us time to come up with a petition?
If this is voted on tonight and passed, it would be a done deal.
Great. Thank you.
You, anybody else?
I'm Bonnie Locken. I live at 230 Andover Road in Hoyt Lakes, Minnesota, and have done so for 31 years. I have one question. Was this developer, did he or they approach us or the city to do this, or did we go, the city, the council that we elected, and you might not be again if this goes through. Did the council go out and search this out, or did Becky do it?
I highly suggest you take a look at the meeting materials, which are in that binder, which will answer your questions.
Say that again?
I suggest you take a look at the meeting materials, which are located in that binder.
You can't answer my question?
That answers the question for you.
And this is locked in this room during the day? Is this not posted anywhere?
All our
I had to
meetings
ask for an agenda.
meetings are publicly posted.
I had to ask for an agenda today because there is none on the board.
Not required to be on the board for regular meetings.
You told us the last meeting I was at that everything is posted on the board.
Special meetings.
Becky, you are not a city council member. You are the city administrator. You shouldn't even be in this discussion. Tell me where, which council meeting this was brought up at, so I don't have to sit here and look through all this.
The agenda item is 11:11.
When did this developer come to the city and ask to be able to purchase and put up this building? That's what I want to know.
So, I don't remember the exact date, but we did not pursue the developer contacted the city.
Then you should have said, yeah,
There is a general summary of the whole.
but you should have said, we don't want your business. We have enough of their business. Thank you.
All right, reports from staff. City Administrator Lamb,
Nothing tonight, thank you, Mayor.
EMS Director Olmsted,
I just wanted to give you an update for our 2022 year. We finished December with 74 calls and ended the year with 908. Within the last couple months, we've had 4 new EMTs start, 2 are still working on their licensure.
Attorney Brumfield.
Nothing from here.
Reports from the council, Councilor Kramer,
Nothing tonight.
Councilor Grams,
Nothing to report tonight.
Councilor Border,
I just wanted to mention that the Ranger Snowmobile Club has been working pretty hard to get the trails brushed and cleared. I believe all the trails are rolled, and most of them are groomed, with the exception of a portion of the Yukon Trail over towards Highway 1. Highway 2. So we should see a lot of snowmobilers around, because I believe we had something on the green trails still. That's all.
thank you. And I'd like to welcome our new council member, Brendan Scott. And do you have anything?
Nothing to report other than I just want to thank everyone for coming in and expressing our concerns. I know it's pretty stressful to come in front of the council and kind of come up and take the podium, but I just want to thank you folks for expressing your concerns.
And I don't have anything. Looking under old business, 11-1 is the resolution 2023-001, appointing 2023 city officials and officers. Whereas the city of White Lakes is authorized to make appointments for city officials. Everybody had a chance to look at this. I need to, read this, we're good to go. Okay, is there a motion to approve resolution 2023-001?
I'll make that motion.
Motion is made by Councilor Kramer, is there support? Support by Councilor Border. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Resolution 2023-002. This is a resolution to appoint board, committees, commissions, official depository, official newspaper, White Lakes Economic Development Authority, council, and EDA meeting dates and times. Is there a motion to approve this?
I'll make that motion.
Motion made by Councilor Border. Is there support?
I'll support.
Supported by Councilor Scott. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Motion carries. 11.3 is to approve the transfer of funds between the general fund and other funds to cover deficits, interest allocations, fiscal agent fees, bond principal and interest, and approved budget items. Is there a motion to approve?
I'll make that motion.
Motion made by Councilor Grams. There's support.
I'll support.
Support by Councilor Kramer. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. 4 is city committee assignments. Is there a motion to? Or motion to approve the city committee assignments?
I'll make that motion.
Motion made by Councilor Grams. There's support.
I'll support.
Support by Councilor Bordeaux. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. 11.5, League of Minnesota Cities Insurance Trust Liability Coverage Waiver Form. The council approves not waiving the statutory limit on municipal bond or municipal tort liability annually. Since this is a legal one, Mitch, you want to explain?
Yeah, correct. Cities or, sovereign entities have what's called, basically sovereign immunity. But, in the state of Minnesota, that's waived, state sovereign immunity for municipalities is waived to a certain dollar amount. So essentially, the maximum tort liability in the state is the 1.5 million. And, now entities can insure over that and waive their liability limits under state statute. But typically we would advise not to do that. The liability limits are established by state statutes, therefore it would really not make any good sense to actually waive the cap on liability that's set by statute. So that's a standard form that we give to the league every year, confirming that we're not waiving our liability limits and therefore it's not necessary to insure over and above the statutory liability.
Okay, thank you. Is there a motion to approve?
I'll make that motion.
Motion made by Councilor Kramer, is there support?
I'll support it.
Support by Councilor Bordeaux. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Uh, 11.6, registered land survey number 149. City has received the Mylars for benchmark from Benchmark Engineering for the parcels of land located on Highway 666 marked for storage lots. The registered land surveys are available for review in person at the meeting, but unable to make copies due to the size of these Mylars. So if anybody wants to view those Mylars, they'll have to.
You're there or there's.
I have the actual originals right here. So basically what we do is we can go ahead and finish this process of completing essentially the subdivision of that property with what's known as a registered land survey. We just need the council to officially approve RLS 149 and to direct our office to go ahead and record RLS 149 with the registrar's office.
Thanks, Mitch. Is there a motion to approve? I'll make that motion. Is there support?
Support.
Support. Motion made by Mayor Zins, support by Councilor Kramer. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Uh, 11.7, recommendation from the White Lakes Planning Commission to approve the variance request The recommendation is from the planning commission to approve a variance request. This was done at a regular planning commission meeting. Public hearing was held on the variance request for Colby Ridge Block 3, Lot 9. On 2/6/12/16, city administrator spoke with Colby Ridge Housing Development Board members regarding White Lakes Economic Development Authority. The HOA will not charge EDA associates dues for Block 3, Lot 7 and 8, as well as non-lakeshore lots. This means that the EDA will no longer pay any association dues for Colby Ridge development lots. So we need to make a motion to approve the variance that was recommended by the White Lakes Planning Commission. Is there a motion to approve?
I'll make that motion.
Motion made by Councilor Borgard, is there support?
Possible.
Supported by Councilor Kramer. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. 11:8, Ranger Club invoice SEH in the amount of $545 for the Moose 7 Beavers project, Wagasco. Is there a motion to approve?
I'll make that motion.
Motion made by Councilor Graham, is there support?
I'll support.
Supported by Councilor Borgard. Any further discussion? Just one thing, this is just money that goes through the city of White Lakes. We're just acting as a fiscal agent for the Ranger Snowmobile Club. It's been made, motion's been made, supported, is all those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. 11:8, which is the same amount. 11:9. Ranger Club invoice SEH in amount $545 for Moose 7 Beavers project, Wagasco. Is there a motion to approve?
I'll make that motion.
Motion made by Council Borgard, is there support?
I'll support it.
Supported by Councilor Scott. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Ranger Club invoice to SEH in the amount of $1,907.50 for the Moose 7 Beavers project, Wagasco. Is there a motion to approve?
I'll make that motion.
Motion made by Councilor Kramer, is there support?
I'll support.
Support by Councilor Graham. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. On 11:11, land sale of parcel number 142-0022-00080. Just gonna read this narrative. Land sale parcel number 142-0022-0080. In August of 2022, City Administrator Lammy was contacted by retail developers regarding available properties within the city of White Lakes. She provided the developer with several public and private sites. City Administrator Lammy and the developer corresponded back and forth several times in August and September of 22 regarding possible land development. On 10/13/2022, the Hoyle Lake City Council held a public meeting with potential land developers for a Family Dollar Tree store. They were interested in purchasing parcel number 1420022 2-00080. They provided the city with information on their development, site plans, and potential storefront. The developers did not ask the city for any public assistance. The city's council determined they would discuss the land sale and potential contract terms at a closed meeting later in the month. Meetings for the land sales may be closed by the city council under Minnesota statutes 13D.05 subdivision 3. This is to allow the city a fair chance at negotiating for property sales. The city council discussed contract terms for land sale at the 10/24/2022 council meeting in closed session. City Administrator Lammy brought the proposal to the developer for consideration. The developer's counter proposal was presented to council at a closed session on 11/14/2022. City Administrator Lammy brought the city's correspondence or counter proposal to the developer for consideration. The developer's counter proposal was presented to the council at a closed session on 12/12/2022. All the city council's terms were accepted by the developer, including a price which covers replacement of the basketball court. At a special meeting on 12/20/2022, the city council had a discussion with members of the public regarding a possible retail development. Prior to the meeting, City Administrator Lammy received 70 comments or requests or questions on the retail development. 14 were positive responses, 5 were negative responses, and 51 were general questions. At the special meeting, 11 members of the public were recognized to speak, and of those comments, 10 were negative, 1 positive. Council has received feedback from approximately 0.5% of the city's population during the council meeting. Family Dollar Tree has written a letter and requested the city council to reconsider contract for land sale. And that's where we're at today. So since we had the meeting back in December, I've talked to several people, many members from previous councils, a lot of the public. And the one thing that I keep getting back from the public is why we would turn away business. And I was told that it isn't the council's position to protect one business over another. That when somebody wants to come in and set up a business, it's not our job to decide if we're going to protect one business over the other on pricing and anything else. So for me, I look at a business coming in, and this is just one, but it could be several different businesses over the years that could come in. And if one is like another, are we to turn them away because it might be competition for a particular business in town? And I don't think that's something that we should do. I mean, I look at it as this business coming in is going to generate tax dollars for this. And I understand that people are concerned about what will happen to their business. But at the same time, I think that we're setting a bad precedence by picking and choosing what type of business we're going to allow to come into our city. I haven't seen a retailer come in to the city since I've been on it, or even approach coming in for many, many years, with the exception of the assisted living, which closed due to staffing issues. Anybody else have any comments?
I do, but I know I'm not supposed to. Do you want this business across the street from your house? Do you want that parking lot across the street from your house? I believe that, yes, that might be zoned as commercial. It is not downtown. First, they have to move to Aurora with traffic.
Any other comments from the council?
This is the exact same contract as the one.
Yes. I'll make a motion to approve the land sale of parcel number 142-0022-00080. Is there support? No support? Somebody dies.
3 times.
Anybody want to support?
Would we be able to table this or to give them an opportunity to create a petition of some sort? To possibly get a indication of what the rest of the community wants here?
Yeah, you have the right to table.
You did receive a support, Jesus.
Who support?
Yeah.
Councilor Kramer.
What was the, so the initial motion died, so I can second.
No, he didn't call 3 times. Deb supported it on the second.
Oh, okay, so. Right, so you have to vote on, if there's a motion and second, then it has to be voted on.
Okay, there's been a motion by Mayor Zins, supported by Councilor Kramer. Motion to approve. All those in favor? Aye. Do I get a roll call, please?
Scott?
Aye.
No, I don't have that order. Beauregard?
Nay.
Grams? Aye. Kramer? Aye. Zins?
Aye.
Motion passes.
Unbelievable.
11, 12.
One family, not everybody's gonna sit here and do this. I have no interest in this. These families supported my family. And they hired and they paid way more than this outfit is going to my kids. And guess what? I'm interested in the lifeblood of the community. Dollar Tree isn't a community, it's a third world operation, so. Not everybody will sit here. We'll leave. And then how's your tax base with a big house? Down by one, big family. My money pays for that desk garage I was sitting behind.
You through?
But I won't forever.
Also, we remember.
Please leave.
You and.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. 11, 12, pay request number 5 to Lancy Enterprises in the amount of $45,220
It's ridiculous.
for Fisherman's Point Bathhouse project.
Be a great legacy for all you guys. When the town was done.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Motion made by Councilor Graham, is there support? Support. Support by Councilor Scott. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Pay, 11,
You sided with a corporation and threw out 2 family business. That's what you did. Congratulations. Really great for our community. And I tell you, no other businesses are gonna come here because of the dollar store. How can they compete with them? It's the biggest corporation in the world. You can't compete with that. Unbelievable.
1113, pay request number 29 to Gritter Construction in the amount of $63,100 for the wastewater treatment facility. Is there a motion to approve? Motion made by Counselor Kramer. Is there support?
I'll support.
Supported by Counselor Grams. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
I just had one question, where are we with the percentage? 90%, okay.
Yep, the facility is up and running. They're tearing down the old filters. And in the spring, they'll be working on landscaping and paving, that kind of stuff. And once that's all done, they'll open the facility up for a public house type situation. No, oh, no,
Okay, motion to approve.
by Kramer.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Motion for adjournment. Motion made by Counselor Kramer. Support,
I'll support.
support by Counselor Grams. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Night.